So from the 10th to the 13th of May, there was some major solar activity, lots of solar flares. And I didn't realize this, but there's a cycle of solar flares, and it spans about between 12, 13, 14 years. So it's the astronomers, I think, have found that for the past 7 years, there's been a gradual increase of solar flares, the number, and also um, the extent, how large the solar flares are. And it seems from the 10th and the 13th of May, it was really, really, really high. So the expectation was, because it's not an exact time period, the expectation was that next year it would peak in 2025. So a lot of astrologers as well have been predicting that 2025 is going to be a major year for the whole world, basically, in terms of consciousness and change and stuff. But if the solar flares have peaked this month, then that's quite amazing. I kind of think it's going to keep going up, actually, because what happens is when it peaks, it's a gradual rise, it peaks, and then there's a gradual fall of them as well for the next sort of 7 to 8 years. So we're kind of bang in the middle of it. So my brain has been like a sieve. I go upstairs and I don't know why. I took my cat to the vet yesterday, and I had specifically called them on Monday to find out what the instructions were. And they said, okay, no food from midnight Monday. Tuesday morning, I fed him. I was like, oh. So yeah, it's been a bit crazy, but there have been lots of people, even on the edge of the M25. One of my colleagues' cousins or sisters, I think they're in Egham, which is just within the M25 or next to the M25, and she took these amazing pictures again between 10th and 13th of May of aurora borealis, of sighting of the northern lights down so south, and the colors are amazing. Usually when we see them, they're like greens, it's quite a bright sort of green, and there's blues, but these colors were a deeper blue, pink, purple, pinkish purple, I think some yellows as well. Some of them I've seen, unless they've been photoshopped. So it's been a wider range of colors, and pink is supposed to be love, and pinkish purple, some modalities say that it's unconditional love. So there's been a lot of it's been a lot of excited talk about all of this. And my sister sent me an article suggesting that in Kent we might have been able to see it last Sunday, but I didn't see anything here, unfortunately. So I'm going to keep an eye out anyway, and if we do find that there's a prediction that we might be able to see it this far south in London, my neighbors and I are just going to go to the woods where there's a huge meadow, and hopefully there isn't so much street lighting, because I think being in London, one of the problems is there's so much light pollution. You can't really see very much, and also with the full moon, it was coming up to full moon. We have that reflection of the moon as well, so I think it kind of stops us from seeing stuff beyond that. Okay, so welcome. I'll stop waffling. Welcome, and thank you very much for joining in for this full moon live online group Reiki session. Please set your intention so that you receive whatever energy that you need. If you're not sure, you can just be open to receive. The intention is that this is for the group, and for whoever is going to tune in or join us after the live event, you can watch the video or you can play the audio, and the energy will come through for you. And the intention is that the energy comes in and it works for us for our highest good and for the highest good of all sentient beings across all space-time dimensions and universes, and that it's done with unconditional love. Okay, so here's the invitation and all this energy which is for you. And I don't do any healing. You know, we call ourselves healers, but it's a real misnomer. What I'm doing is I'm just channeling the energy, and you are taking whatever you want, okay, of that energy, of that pool of available energy, which is brought in specifically for you. All right. So there's a lot of changes going on. I started doing oracle card readings, weekly ones. So I posted them on my YouTube channel. And this week's one seems to suggest that yes, last week we were encouraged to really go for making decisions which we really want. And this week, it's like, don't worry, you've got lots of support for the decisions that you've made. And there may be, you may have to be ducking and diving and stuff, but all the energy is there to support you in doing that. There was also a move from water, from the element of water, because we had shark. I used an animal oracle deck, which is really lovely. So the first card was shark, which is to do with it's in water, it's very ancient. The second card was dragonfly, which spends its first few years of life as a larva in water, and then it emerges as the dragonfly, as we all know and love. And they don't live for very long. They mate and then they die. And the last card was an orange-bellied parrot, I think. So again, it's an animal in the element of air. It flies. So it feels like as if there is a change there for us as well. Perhaps it's time to get out of one element into another. Yeah, I know that water tends to be emotions, feelings, and air. It's like in a more sort of in our minds, thought, information, knowledge, wisdom. But I think what it's saying is that there's changes. We may find that we're met with lots of changes, but lots and lots and lots of support, and also to pay attention to our communication, and to notice the similarities between us, and not to keep fixing on the differences. And I suppose that's how communities work together, and how communities work is when we get to know each other, we do find that actually we have a lot of similarities. Might not agree with this or that, but there are other things that we can talk about, that we can find common ground with. Okay, so I'm going to use a different bit of music. It's actually called A Dream of the Blue Whale. So we have the water element, but a mammal in it. And I'm going to start with cleanse and dedication, which is said on behalf of all of us here and for each and every one of our spaces. So if you'd like to just relax, if you'd like to lie down, if you want to remain seated, please make sure your back is fully supported, okay? You don't want to be like, yow! All right. So what I would ask is, what are you ready to release? What are you ready to receive? And there have been some astrologers who are very, very excited about this period of time that we're alive in. And some of the messages were like, it's not about just transformation. Yes, transformation happening for the whole planet, but also the potential for metamorphosis, and a positive evolutionary metamorphosis. Yeah. So who knows? Perhaps, yeah, I hope that it's for the highest good of all of us and for all sentient beings as well, so that we can all thrive and live together in peace and harmony. No more wars, please. But I think what when I was listening to a podcast, and it's very true, it's something we have to all deal with within our own consciousness. So what happens outside, what happens around us, is a reflection of what's going on inside. So if we still have wars, that means the vast majority of us have still got something that we're warring with inside, or a reason to perhaps point fingers or judge. And until we all resolve that within ourselves, the things on the outside will not change. So it'd be good if part of this is also to help us to resolve this in the most gentle, graceful, and beautiful and loving way. And then we can start creating or start seeing all these things shift. Yeah, and shifting to something which is much more glorious, much more beautiful, and is much more a reflection of that part of ourselves. Okay, so please close your eyes. And excuse me for the throat clearing. Hay fever season for me. Okay, so here is the cleanse and dedication music. No, it isn't. Here it is again. Oh, so take a few deep breaths. Few deep breaths. Finding your still center. Or imagine that you're plucking your consciousness from your mind. If you are in your mind at the moment, and I've been doing a lot of chatting, so imagine plucking it very gently from the head and placing it into the chest, into the heart, slowing the breath down to a comfortable rhythm, taking the time to feed your body with air, with all this wonderful oxygen, the breath of life. And as we've been talking about nature and being in nature, perhaps you might like to imagine that you're walking by the beach, or you're in the mountains, or you're by a pristine, clear, crystal clear lake. And I can imagine St. Wolfgang with that beautiful lake in Austria. Or perhaps you're in an ancient wood. And as you imagine this, take your whole body with you. That means use all your senses. Feel the soil crunching and feel the softness of it as you're walking through whichever natural setting you choose. Smell the salt in the air. Hear the waves crash or lap. You can smell the pine, or you can smell the soil in the woods. So rich, so loamy, so full of life. Or the clarity of the air next to a glacial lake, and how clear and still and calm the water is. It's so clear you can see the fish swimming down at the bottom. And if you're on a mountain, the crispness of the air and the silence, and perhaps the clouds in the sky. So smell, and if you opened your mouth, what would you taste? What is it like on the skin? Is it sticky? Is it humid? Is it dry? Is it cold? Is it warm? You feeling the sun on your face and on all of you. And what can you hear? Birds? Or is it the sound of silence, and all you can hear is your breath, is is yourself breathing. So be in that place. And as we go through this cleanse and dedication and then further on into the energy session, allow it to take you on a journey. See where this place leads you. See what it communicates to you. Perhaps you may come across a very special animal. Perhaps you may see deer, wild boar, eagles, tigers. Perhaps you see dolphins jumping up or whales. So allow your imagination to lead you to what you need to connect with at this time, or be communicated to at this time, or perhaps it's just a wonderful sensation like home. So let it be whatever it needs to be, no judgment, just appreciation of the beauty and the life. And as you continue with your journey, I will just speak the words for the ritual, which will cleanse and dedicate our spaces. So I call the planetary and cosmic light beings to establish and activate a gigantic ascension column in each of our rooms. I ask that it be connected to a gigantic pillar of light into our planetary and cosmic antakarana, the tube of light that connects us with our monad and high self. I ask that the pillar of light contain the gold and white flame of ascension, that it be connected to the ascension flame in the temple of Luxor, overseen by the Ascended One, Serapis Bey. I call forth and invoke Lord Melchizedek, the Mahatma, and Metatron to bring down the platinum and diamond nets through all of us, all our high selves and committees, all the way back to source, through all the rooms, through all our rooms, our buildings, our gardens, our land, all the way down to the core of the planet and all the way up into air, sky, and space. The nets will clear and transmute all of us of all negative, imbalanced, discordant energies, all master programs, all codes and programs which keep us in duality and illusion consciousness. And they'll clear and transmute all of these through all our minds, bodies, emotions, expressions, through all space-time dimensions, universes, through all charts and through all levels and layers. So I call the planetary and cosmic light beings again for a planetary and cosmic exotonal alignment now. This will balance all meridians of each individual and instantly align us with source and the consciousness of all the light beings, the spiritual light beings on all levels and through all layers. I call the inner plane ascended ones and all the light beings to anchor and activate the golden white ascension flame in each of our rooms. We'll instantly feel and even see this energy coming in now. So you may feel a shift of energy. So I call all the light beings, the angel guides, the ascended ones to join this group session. May they bring their loving, beautiful energies that we may all transform positively together, but not without remembering who we are and that everything is perfect already, that we are perfect already, and that it's time to stop judging ourselves. So we just welcome all the angels, the archangels, the ascended ones, spirit animal guides, Gaia, all the bees, the flowers, the plants, the mushrooms, the fish, the sharks, the black-tip sharks, the hammerheads, the nurse sharks, the great whites. They're brilliant at keeping the seas clean. So perhaps they're coming in to help us with a bit of cleansing, nibbling at all the loose ends energetically around the body of stuff we don't need anymore. And all the star beings as well, the Lyrans, the Syrians, the Pleiadians, the Andromedans, Arcturians, the Orions, Alpha Centaurians, Martians. When we feel them as they create circle upon circle, sphere upon sphere around us, creating the most perfect vibration and frequency for us all. So I call for Raphael to anchor in the east, Michael to anchor in the south, Gabriel to anchor in the west, Uriel to anchor in the north, Metatron to anchor above, Sandalphon to anchor below. And we call and we acknowledge spirit within. For I am the soul, I am the light divine, I am love, I am will, I am fixed design, I am the monad, I am the light divine, I am love, I am will, I am fixed design. A call for Archangel Michael and all its legions of angels to create golden, violet, and diamond domes of transmutation for all of us, all our high selves and committees, through all our rooms, our buildings, our gardens, our land, all the way down to the core and all the way up into air, sky, and space. The energy of transmutation. From the point of light that I am, I let light stream forth from the mind of God. Earth radiates with light. From the point of love within the heart of God, I let love stream forth from my heart. I am the Christed soul on earth. From my center where the will of source is known, I let divine purpose guide me. The purpose which the ascended ones know and serve. From the center of the divine human race, let the plan of love and light work out. My love seals the door where evil dwells. I am the light, the love, and the power, living God's plan on earth. Just for today, I will not be anxious. I will not come to anger. I'll be grateful for all my many blessings. I'll be devoted to myself and my work. I'll be kind to every living being. So be it, so mote it be. Amen. And it is so. And I'm going to change the music for the energy session. And this is, the music is The Dream of the Blue Turtle by Anders and Kachina. So allow the sound of the chime signal the time for you to return from your journey and to start to ground from the session using your breath and your connection to your body through your senses to anchor into the present. So what can you smell? What can you taste? What can you hear? What visuals are you getting? And how does the body feel? Warm, cool, tingly? So what's happening to your body? And keep connecting through your senses, feeling the weight of your body on your bed or your sofa or on the chair, and how your clothes feel against your skin, all at the same time breathing in gently and breathing out gently, maintaining a steady rhythm And you may want to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. And when you're ready, you can very slowly open your eyes. Have a good look around at all the things which are so dear to you, things that you really love in your room, some pictures or books or ornaments, objects, or just having a lot of appreciation for your bed or your sofa and how comfortable it is. So gradually, gently come back into your space. As I said, using your body, using all your senses, and some gentle movement with your hands, with your fingers. You may want to do a little stretch, some gentle stretching, just to also create a little bit more movement that you have to focus on and concentrate on so that you're actually doing it. So thank you very much for joining in this session. So that music is Dream of the Blue Whale by Anders Holt and his wife Katina. And it's really, really beautiful. And it's very, very gentle as well, which is really wonderful. And today we had lots of different energies, I think, but we sense them in the way that we can, and we do. And I hope that it was good for you. So we just say goodbye to any online participants. Thank you for joining us and hope to see you soon. And I will stop the recording now.